What's happening, guys? Sean, Less is Over Dummies. After yesterday's mishap with my SMG mag, so you didn't see, it failed to load. And I think it has to do with this weak spring in here. These are 9.9 gram rye balls in here, and I mean, you can just see how the spring is super weak. Oh, and if actually you shake it, there's literally, they slop around there so much that they eject themselves. So, I have a sneaking suspicion that an FSC red spring is gonna fit in this. It's about the same length as an FSC, the old aluminum mags, the 8.1, 9.1. And they happen to use the same mag spring as an FSC 6-round mag. So I have a bunch of these laying around. Never opened this up before, so I have no idea what I'm gonna find. All I see are some Phillips head screws. And more than likely there's gonna be some stuff probably shooting out at me once I open it. So see what's inside. So there are 3 Phillips heads. And right here, it looks like there's kind of a push lock. So I may need to press that and push this together. Well, let's just see here what happens when I pry on it. Nope, okay. It's coming open, it's coming open. I'm trying to see where everything is before it goes flying everywhere. All right, well, it's got a latch mechanism very similar to a TIPX mag. There you see, the springs are the same diameter. The SMG spring is quite a bit longer, but it's also like, look at that, it's like hair thin. So let's see what this does. But first I gotta figure out where this spring came from. Look like, okay, yeah, so this spring is actually, so I haven't disturbed any of this stuff, so have a look at that in case you want to disassemble yours. There's a good picture for you. This spring came out of, it goes right in this little squared area and then tucks up in here. Well, now that I got this piece out, you can see, so there's the little recess there. The spring's got to go in that and then into that one there. So let me just tuck that back in there. Let's get this spring ready. Okay, what's different here? I notice the last coil is a little bit tighter, so it actually fits inside the base of this follower. So I think what I'm gonna do is just tighten this coil up on the end here. I think the alignment will be fine. So let's go put the spring back in here. I'm gonna keep my fingers on it and try and push the follower through without letting that spring release. And I totally foobarred it. Try again. So this follower won't actually go through, so it has to be in there first, which is going to complicate things. I should be able to do this. Oh no. That's why the mag was broken, or why it didn't feed yesterday. That piece is broken. So it wasn't releasing the follower. Ah, bugger. Look at that. All right, well, that mag is a donor mag now. That's unfortunate. All right, we're back with a known working magazine. That's a bummer. But while I was grabbing this magazine, I think I came up with a better solution than opening the whole thing. I'm going to take all these Phillips screws out and pinch it at this end, crack it here, let the spring come out the bottom, leaving the follower inside, and then just push the new spring back through. Is this one broken too? Or am I breaking them, taking them apart? What the heck? You know what, guys? I'm gonna be honest here. This is, the reason for this mechanism down here is, so for paintball, you could lock this mag down. So you dropped your paintballs in without having to press them in. So it may be completely unnecessary. So maybe that other mag isn't garbage. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna leave this post in because I don't know. I think the only thing I have to really worry about is this. How many balls will hold? So these were supposed to hold 8. This spring is noticeably stronger. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a problem. It might be too strong. I hate when the mags, I did that to my TIPX. I've been meaning to change that one out because the D-mag spring or the Helix spring that I put in was too strong. And you thought we were done. One more time for good measure. The silver FSC spring is still too strong for this release here, ball detent. So when I went to insert in the barker, I just touched and all the balls came shooting out. Now that is super annoying. I cannot handle that. And I'm gonna be completely honest here, guys. That misfeed I had the other day, I think was because of that broken release in here. And I actually haven't had any problems with the factory spring, mag spring, up until that point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the FSC spring out, I'm gonna put the factory spring back in, and go from there. I'll run a mags like I have been and see if I run into any issues. Now I'm gonna try and do it the way I originally thought, and that is crack it open and see if I can fish the spring out the side. This spring is so much more spindly, but which is making it more difficult to get in actually. But it's going. Patience. It's that last little hoop there. Come on. Ah. Like that. Ooh. That is the way to do it. Well, I'm not gonna bore you with putting the screws back in, but if you're having problems with these magazines, at least you know how to open it up, and you know, if you wanna try your own spring swap, have at it. But for now, I'm gonna just continue with the factory ones and see how it goes. See you next time.